Grand Rising YouTube. This is the Eminence Finance community here, and this is my Week 7 2020 NFL best bets of the week. Last week I was 3-1. Let's hope that we can have a perfect 4-0 this week. And my first matchup is the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers covering the spread as the underdogs. And as a matter of fact, I think they're going to win the game, in my opinion, because I look at both teams. Both teams are very good teams, but the one thing that the Steelers have an advantage over Tennessee is the quarterback. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger. I'll take Roethlisberger over Ryan Tannehill, even though Tannehill's playing great. He's playing great football this year. And I also take the Steelers defense over the Titans defense. The Titans give up a lot of rush yards, so I expect the Steelers to have a good game on the ground. And keeping Derrick Henry off the field with their running game. And speaking of running games, the Steelers defense is one of the best defenses in the NFL at stopping the run. So I think Derrick Henry's going to have a good game, he's not going to wreck the game like he would normally do in some other matchups. I think the Steelers are going to contain him enough and force Tannehill to throw the ball to beat them. And I think Tannehill's going to make one or two mistakes in this game late. Steelers will capitalize on one of those mistakes, and they'll win a close game. I'm going to say the score will be, I'm going to say 27-21 Steelers. I'm going to say it's going to be that kind of game, whereas it's not relatively high. It's not a low-scoring game, and it's also not going to be a crazy high-scoring game. So I guess the under will be a good bet for this game too, because I think the over/under for this game is 51 points. I don't think both teams are gonna score 30 in this game. I think max is gonna be like a 24-20 game, 27-21, something like that. It's not gonna go over 51. It's not one of my picks, the totals, but if you wanna bet on the totals, I'm gonna say the under's the most probable bet. So there you have it. Pittsburgh Steelers to cover the +1.5 against the Titans. Now, my next pick on this list is the Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks, and I have the Seahawks winning this game and covering with the -3.5. And the reason for that is because Arizona is getting a step up in class in regards to opponents. And I like Arizona, by the way. Kyler Murray's been playing well. They have DeAndre Hopkins doing his thing. And their defense is, well, it still has a lot of work. It's a work in progress. It's somewhat improved from last year. So, they're making a step in the right direction in that regard as a team overall. However, Seattle's just a little bit better. And speaking of DeAndre Hopkins, he's questionable for this game, so he's a little banged up. And they also have a couple other injuries to look out for. And Seattle is relatively healthy with the exception of Jamal Adams. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. I got to check that again. I think he's listed as questionable still. But even so, I think the Seahawks are going to win a close game. I think they're going to win this game by a touchdown. I'm going to say it will probably be a high-scoring game as both teams give up a lot of points. But Kyler Murray is still young, and he's still a little bit turnover prone. I think Seattle might force a few turnovers in this game to give them extra possessions, and giving Russell Wilson an extra possession to score is a recipe for a loss. So I'm going to say Seattle's going to win this game 30-20, something like that. I think it's going to be close, but Seattle's going to pull away late in the fourth quarter with a big touchdown. Okay, here's a big one right here. New Orleans Saints against the Carolina Panthers. Carolina is a 7-point underdog, and I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers in this one. So far, I have all the teams on the road in my picks, with the exception of the Falcons, by the way. And I'm going to get to that game after this one. But the reason why I have Carolina covering this spread is because, number one, Drew Brees is without his best target in Michael Thomas. He's out for this game. And Drew Brees is not really he hasn't really been the same quarterback this year. His age is showing. He's over 40 years old, and he can't really throw the deep ball like he used to throw it. And a lot of these games for the Saints have been close. You know what I'm saying? Very close games, or some of them being some upsets with the loss to the Raiders, and I forgot who else they lost to this year. But Carolina's, on the other hand, they've been a very competitive team. I think they're 3-3 this year, and they're relatively healthy for this game. Robbie Anderson's been playing well. I think he gets a touchdown in this game. So for those of you who does fantasy sports, I think a great prop bet would be to pick Robbie Anderson to score a touchdown in this game, because he hasn't scored a touchdown since I think week 1. I think that trend's gonna end. He's been getting a lot of catches and a lot of yards, but just no touchdowns. I think that streak ends in this game. So for those of you guys that's into these prop bets or whatever, I think that's a good one right there. And I think this number is too high for the Saints for the way they've been playing this year. They haven't really been dominant this year at all. If you look at their plus minus this year, it's basically even. They're giving up as much points they're giving up as much points this season as they're scoring. So I expect this to be a very close game. Saints probably might win the game. I can see Carolina winning the game too. And sorry about my phone. Battery power is coming down, but I can see Carolina even winning this game too and being the upset of the week. But I'm just gonna pick them to cover, and that's about it with that game. And the last game on this list is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions. Now the Falcons are a home team, and I got them winning this game and having a 2-game winning streak. Now this is a tough game, but I'm gonna put that as my best bet because Atlanta has a lot of talent. Their defense is very suspect, to say the least. But so is the Lions defense. Lions defense is nothing special either. So this might be a shootout. This game possibly could go over. And I know one of Detroit's cornerbacks, Desmond, what's his name again? I forgot his name. Desmond something. I forgot his name. He's out for this game. So expect Matt Ryan and Julio Jones to have a big day. And Detroit's secondary to struggle. And yeah, I just think this is going to be a close game with the Falcons winning possibly by a field goal or a touchdown. I'm going to say they're going to win by 3 or 4 points. And something crazy is going to happen in this game, because that seems to be the case in Falcons games and throughout the years in history. Lions games are always crazy in the fourth quarter. They either find a way to lose a game in a heartbreaking fashion, and even sometimes they might win a game in some crazy miracle play or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it usually is the other way around. They usually are winning the game in the first 3 quarters, and then they find a way to lose the game late. But that's the same thing with the Falcons. But Detroit is more notorious for that, and I think the Falcons have a much better offense than the Lions do. So I'm going to pick the Falcons to win and cover the -2. So there you have it with my 4 best bets of the weekend. Tennessee Titans versus the Steelers. Steelers to cover the +1.5. Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks to cover the -3.5. Carolina Panthers to cover the +7, and the Atlanta Falcons to cover the -2. Everyone, let's win some money and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday.